Hello and welcome to a very surprising endless endurance race. This is the Lotus Type 125 open wheel car. It is a hard car to control, but once you get used to it, it's actually not bad. It just takes a little bit of finesse. I'm racing with tilt beat controls. All of my assists are off, and I use steering sensitivity 0. There will be no off-track cuts because how would I take them? Although you will see the car going off track, you just might not know that it's off track. I'm actually going to get penalties for this. It's kind of funny. Now, this video, I would have not been making this video if not for Lambo Coin. And we're going to talk more about Lambo Coin in this video, but Lambo Coin is a master of time trials. You really should subscribe to that channel. I'll be providing that at the end here. Lambo Coin told me that this was a race that might be possible. And this car, there is an upgrade sale on right now. Of course, if you're watching this in the future, it won't matter. But there is an upgrade sale for this car right now. Currently, this would be the lowest car of choice in the weekly time trial tournament. But with no upgrades at all, I got a top 25% time in my other account. Obviously, I'm fully upgraded here. So this is the first few laps. I've got to kind of baby it a little bit, but I'm driving pretty aggressive, as you might notice. This car is, I think it's actually easier to handle than the Ferrari F14T and 412 T2. Those ones I find, especially the F14T, I find that more unforgiving. This one's not so bad, but you got to be careful with it. Fully upgraded though, yeah, not bad at all. You know, that chicane there, interestingly enough, the bots always break there, even later on. Now we're going to jump forward because this is going to be a lot of laps. I'm going to go 100 kilometers, guys. So we're going to chalk up some laps here. Ooh, hitting those walls. You got to be careful when you hit walls. I'm going to show you a little bit more of that. The tricky thing about a street course like this is when you hit a wall, your car has a little bit of a shake to it after you hit the wall. So if you're not careful, you can hit walls twice and really lose a lot of momentum. So once you tag a wall, get away from the walls. Kind of be in the middle so that when that wiggle hits, you're not right next to a wall, because that kind of sucks. Now that's not too bad, but we're gonna rein that in. It's tricky. You do want to avoid damage because damage slows you down. Although I noticed, well, there is a loss of grip in this car when you get heavily damaged. In a car like this, the way to tell you're heavily damaged is you look at the front wing, and if it's got scrapes on it, you're heavily damaged. I do not get heavily damaged anywhere during this race. It took me quite a few tries to pull that off, to go 100 kilometers without damaging contact at Melbourne. By the way, of all the tracks, these corners don't have names because this track doesn't exist in real life. This is a track that Real Racing 3 created. I love this track. It's a great track, great flow. And we're zooming in here because you can actually see my lap times. It's hard to see on the steering wheel. I had to zoom in to see it. So I want to keep track of that just to see what kind of lap times am I doing in this car. Now this is where I'm reaching cars that are going to be faster than fully upgraded. They take that first chicane horribly. So I can really outdrive them. And then here, I can't really get them on the outside here. Earlier on you can, but here you can get an overtake. You can actually take that corner full throttle if no one's in your way. Here you got to baby it a bit, and then you've got to set up this overtake because they break. Sometimes you can fly through that full throttle, but often there's a bot on the way, so you got to be careful. And then this can get interesting to get under. Now let's fast forward some more as we're hitting the 50 kilometer mark. I won't zoom in every single time for the steering wheel, but I will next time around. Braking early for the chicane so you can blast through it. Look at that, wonderful overtaking zone. Melbourne's all about making use of those overtaking zones and making this track feel wider than it is. So watch this, I'm gonna go for set up an inside overtake here, a little bit of a braking there. And so look at this right here, this curb, you can have your tires off track if you're really hugging that curb. Same, whoa, all over the place. Oh my goodness, that's not a good. Same with right there, there was bricks on top of that curb. If you get your left side tires on those bricks, you're considered off track. Isn't that hilarious? I think it's kind of silly, but anyway. So it's off track as far as clean race. Oh, nuts. Oh, I hit all three walls. Oh, it's embarrassing. That's what I was talking about earlier. You hit one wall, you tend to just get sucked into other ones. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. Now, the best paying version of this race is over in Ferrari Evolution, where you actually drive either the 412 or the F14T. I find the 412 is a better car for this. It's the second best earning race in the game, which is shocking. This one is actually really good paying too, and this one's tricky. Like, once I got the hang of it, you can see I'm keeping the timer pretty full. I didn't hire any of the crew because I want you to see the base numbers. I was kind of surprised with this. Like, that 412 race, or the F14T, it's difficult. It's really hard to get your timer refilled. I hit the perpetual point here pretty early, as you might have noticed, like right around 20 kilometers. So now that's because I'm running it hard. If you don't run fast enough, you won't hit the perpetual point. That perpetual point is when the bots get closer together again. Not crazy close, as you can see, but I'm able to go as long as I want to. Whoa! Gotta watch out for that. You know what? Let's fast forward a little bit more. We'll jump ahead. Now, LamboCoin. I am definitely subscribed to LamboCoin's channel. LamboCoin is one of the best time trial drivers there is, capable of getting Group A times even when not fully upgraded, which blows my mind. So it's you really should be subscribed to that channel, and I'm going to be providing that link at the end here. We were chatting on one of my videos just about this possible race, and just blew my mind. So this is fun. And like, look at this. I was lifted off the throttle a little bit to set up that overtake. And lap times are right around 40, I guess. I mean, 40, 41. That one's a little bit longer, 42. So it's pretty good. I mean, definitely faster in the 412, obviously. It's a way faster car. And the F14T. I've done the race in both of those cars. I'm going to provide a video for that, because that's a really high-paying race. Like, I'm serious. It's shocking how good it pays. Definitely, you've got to fight for it. In fact, even the top-paying race in this whole game, the McLaren MP4X at Le Mans, that one is also a race you've got to fight for to earn it. It's crazy earnings in that race. Like, we're talking like, over 1,900 fame per minute. Like 1930, 1935 I can get at that track. And that's without the agent hired. Like, it's crazy. But it takes a while to master that race. With these types of cars, drop your steering sensitivity by 2 or 3 notches from whatever you're used to driving. So if you use steering sensitivity 5, go down to 2 or 3 and give that a shot. I always run steering sensitivity 0 now. I only started doing that about a year ago. I was running it on 2, and then I drop it to 0 in these types of cars. But, ooh, this is unusual. You can really set that up nicely. It's just unusual to get that there. Driving in deep here. Is he going to come back and hit me? Oh, I thought he might. And that was a pretty good lap, so let's see what we're looking at here. Again, though, no, I guess I was a little sloppy. We're at 42. So 42 seconds is pretty typical. I'm stopping it right at 100 kilometers. I mean, I got to burn down the clock, so I might do some donuts or something, but I'm going to run the time from the green light to 100 kilometers is what we're going to use to calculate the earnings. And again, these earnings are going to be without the manager or agent hired. So obviously, if you hire them, you would double it. Run this race on 180% bonus R a day with the manager hired. You get 5.6 times more earnings. Run it on 100% bonus fame day with the agent hired. You get 4 times the earnings. It's shocking how much you can earn. And it was a little slower. And we're coming to the end here, so boop. And then I throw it sideways, and I'm doing some donuts here. We'll switch views. We're not going to do too much of this, but I just, having some fun. I go back and end it right at 100 clicks. So that was 27 minutes and 38 minutes of actual race time. R per minute with the friends bonus, 97.44. Fame per minute, 965. That's pretty stinking good, and it's a fun race. Please like and subscribe. Check out LamboCoin. Bye-bye.